let's just briefly talk about Com2Us Corporation in Korea, and let's see over the last 5 years. I mean, 5 years ago they were doing all right, and they really came up during the COVID, and now they're pretty much rock bottom. They're really not doing very well. How about Com2Us Holdings, like actual Gameville? Okay, so Gameville, Com2Us Holdings, I don't even know why I bother separating them, but I do because they're dumbass, yeah, you can even see the word Gameville on the left. I think it's a bit tricky, but it's nearly the same, but the peak is higher. But anyway, they've gone down as well. But it seems practically very similar to Com2Us and this Com2Us Holdings group. Like, whatever happens with Com2Us will happen with Com2Us Holdings. So the money invested into the metaverse and all the nonsense, it's really damaged the company. And let's take it further. In early 2024, they even kicked out the CEO of Com2Us. And it's interesting because they've appointed Nam Jae-kwon as the vice president of Com2Us business management as the CEO. What's interesting about him is that he was the CFO of Kakao. And vice president at Kakao Games, and now he's like the CEO. So it's really this is crazy. This is crazy. It's like Com2Us have done so badly. They've like literally taken their competitors' CEO, and after a year they've put him at the top to fix up everything. And if we look at Kakao, right? If we look at them, in Kakao, it sounds a bit rude if it's Spanish, right? They had the same thing during COVID. Everything was great, and then after they came down. But what's interesting is that 5 years ago, their lowest. In fact, 5 years ago was much lower, whereas 2024 is still nearly or around double. In terms of compared to 5 years ago, whilst that's completely the opposite for Com2Us. As you can see, 5 years ago, Com2Us were 103,000 or whatever Korean won, and now they're in fact like under double. It's like what's happening with Com2Us is, from my perspective, far worse. And also, if they're at 38,000 now, and we go to Kakao. So how much are Kakao worth? Yeah, Kakao are still at 46, so Kakao are worth more. And I mean, that could put Com2Us into a dangerous position where Kakao will buy them up, I don't know, or whatever, or some kind of merger in Kakao's favour. So it's something, again, these are things to think about. What's going on with Com2Us? Like, are they really in a lot of danger? From my perspective, Com2Us are trying to deal with everything by focusing only on Summoners Wars. They've decided, let's brand everything around Summoners Wars, let's make toys, let's make merch, let's do this. I don't know if this is only for the metaverse or whatever, but Com2Us, they're really going all in on Summoners Wars. My guess is that if they haven't, they're probably going to make like an anime, and they're going to make lots of things around Summoners Wars, which is fair enough. Except for one thing, it's not fair to anyone who plays any of the other games. Any game that's not Summoners Wars, you're going to feel cheated, because they're literally firing and asking people to leave the company who work on any other game. From one point of view, focusing everything on Summoners Wars is interesting because it's a brand, and it's a brand that has work. It's a brand that has a lot of people who are interested in it, and so they're able to not just make Summoners Wars as one game, they can make different types of Summoners Wars games. And so perhaps, like, maybe for all the other games, like, like Gameville, like, I think they have a good baseball game and a good fishing game. So perhaps maybe they can take it further and make Summoners War fishing, Summoners War baseball. I mean, you can see the amount of money from even the publicity here for different countries. They put so much into Summoners Wars. Like you'll probably know whatever game you're playing connected to Com2Us. You know that they won't put any amount of marketing or money into that game compared to Summoners Wars Chronicles. So, or not even Chronicles, just other types of Summoners Wars games. So, I mean, is it worth it? Well, a lot of people do pick up Summoners Wars, so from a business point of view, it's nice. But from my point of view, it's awful. I don't like Summoners Wars. I'm not interested in this game. I have zero interest in it, and I like their other games, and they've managed to just mess up most of their other games. If the game, even though the other games make profit, if the profit isn't enough, they don't care. And this is, I mean, I'm speculating. I don't know. Maybe they do care. No, I don't think they care. so, I personally, it's like by Com2Us messing up like all the other millions of people who combined play their other games. Personally, I think they're really damaging their brand. What I reckon should have happened is Gameville should perhaps keep the name Gameville on all the other games, and then Com2Us should have kept with the Summoners Wars and just kept their name on it, because they're really, as far as I'm concerned, they're damaging their brand for every other game.